strength increasing.
Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to go over one of the things that I use to help generate me some of the results that you see here posted in Discord. It'd be called order blocks. And what it is it's a move where institutions accumulated or distributed orders causing a strong move, like you see here. So sometimes people would call that picking the top, trying to pick the top, trying to pick the bottoms of areas. A lot of people will be like, well, how do they do that? Well, one of the ways that you do that is to see where like institutions accumulated orders, because they'll probably come back to that area to either grab more, continue trend, or reverse it. So this is where the light bulb goes off here. I'm going to show you, and I'm not going to show you cherry-picked areas like some people will do here. I'm going to show you real examples here. So I'm going to hit the replay button, and I'm going to go back to an area of time where I don't know what happened. Let's see here. Right, like this. All right, we're going to keep going back further and further. And I'm going to show you how this works, how I pick them out. All right. So what I do is I use these areas as support, resistance. Okay. Sorry, I'm zooming around a lot here. I'm trying to get the chart all situated. All right, so you're looking at the chart like this. You see a bunch of these areas. Okay, tops, bottoms here, and you want to know, where do I jump in the market? How do I take part of this? I want to get involved. Okay, well, this is how you do it here. So you see these areas right here. This is the top of the wick, and here is the body. Okay, what I do is, you can see where this drawing tool is here. They have the rectangle area. I have it as a favorite right here. I click and I draw right there like that. Okay, draw it right there like that. That was the top there. Draw here like this, because this area moved and sent the price above here. This area clearly acted as resistance here, and this area created this downward spike. Okay, see how that acted? I used this box here because it generated this move, right? This box was put here because this area was body to wick, created resistance multiple times, right? And this box was generated from the bottom of the wick to the body because you could see it sent the price way up here, right? And you just keep doing that, so on and so forth. Wherever there's an area that looks like price had a severe reaction to, you're going to want to put there. Okay, now look at that. Isn't that crazy how this all tied up together here? These two areas, see that? Bounced, came up above, boom, sent the price up here. Came back, tapped, immediately came back up. Okay, that's how you get some of these reactions to take place. Look at that. Put it here. Would you look at that? Somebody just caught the bottom of that. Okay. It's really not rocket science. That's how easy a lot of this stuff is. See, I put that there. See how that level created the spike up, came back down, immediately tapped. Now you would say, oh, well, he's cherry picking right now. Just wait. All right, just wait. You can see how easy this stuff literally is. I'm gonna go all the way up here. Okay. Now the reason why I say just wait is because you're seeing, first of all, that these were moves already made. But isn't that crazy how it just bottom ticks some of this stuff? Okay, so we'll keep coming here and we'll make sure we mark out all the visible areas right now. So we have the advantage right now, and this is what's kind of nice. So you can tee this stuff up super easily when you already know the move that already happened, right? So look at that. See, caught the area there. So now we're just lining this stuff up that makes sense the best. See, that area is a weak area to me, even though it generated this move, yes, right? It did generate the move from here all the way up. It's a weak area for me because it doesn't bottom tick this, it doesn't really top tick that. And what I mean by bottom tick and top tick is to see how the price here came down, hit this order block, and immediately came back up. That's a bottom tick. Okay. To see how the price came up and tapped it and immediately went down. Okay, pretty much you could almost say this is a top tick here, how it just came up and immediately smacked it down here. Uh, Here's a good example how it did that, but then it did not do it so well here. Okay, so that would say that this is a pretty decent level. Probably going to be respected again like that in the future. Okay, and see, there's a lot of mess in the middle. Some people would say don't diddle in the middle. Okay, depends on how you trade. If you add Fibonacci's or other forms of indicators, you can start to take trades in here if that's your trading style. Every trading style works. It depends on what type of trader you are and your personality trait, right? But I'm just showing you how to get reactions and bounces and the way that I trade them. Okay, boom. Traded the massive move up here. Resistance came down, smacked it, came down, diddle in the middle, came back up, hit it here, and then launch pad. Okay, bottom ticked right there. Okay, so we're getting some really good levels right now. I don't like that one so much here. I guess I can't do that. Yeah, okay. And you'll see how sometimes these levels will tee up to other areas if you just drag them over, like here. You'll start getting a lot of that other stuff to play out because that's how good these levels are. I mean, you could even just go like this, right? I could even go on this side, and now you'll see how some of them start to play out over here. Okay. All right. So now our levels are already made. Okay. Now we're going to hit this replay. So now you can see how they work. Caught the bottom here, it looks like. It's going to try to send it up. Oh, sent it down first. But you see how it's catching the price in a lot of these areas? It's using them as a either resistance or support if it bounces up and it continues up. Look, it hit that, came back down, hit it again, came back down, hit this, went straight back up. See, this is where some people get chopped up, and that's where risk management comes in here. Risk management meaning if you want to take a long, you could buy in here and you are accepting a loss if it breaks below this white box right here. Okay, see I'm putting this red here. That's where you'd put your stop loss. Okay, and then you would enter a lot of times right here at the tip of this. So what you're wanting to do is you're wanting it to hit the tip of this and put your stop loss here. And then if it goes, you can set your take profit here, and that's 2.22R. What does that mean? Okay, so if you were risking $100, you would have made $222 on this trade. Now, what that does is if you're risking $100 per trade, you just bought yourself two trades, two plus trades there. Now there is fees, so you have to consider fees. So that's why I say two plus trades there, right? So then now if this happens, if you just happen to try to take a short there without any other confluence or anything else, right? You'd have lost that trade. Boom, there's $100 gone. But then you'd have taken a short here, and guess what? You'd have made $258. Huh. See how that works? And that's just using this. This is just using order blocks, again, which is a block of orders that created a violent move. Now, why does it work? Is because institutions can't just put in all of their orders, their billions and trillions of dollars, in one spot because it'll just send the move like parabolically up, right? So they have to pick areas that they'll come back to. So in a trending market, they'll create things like this here. Let me go up, higher highs and higher lows, right? So if it's going up in a healthy market, it's going to go like this: higher high, higher low, because that's a low, higher high again, because that's the new high, then higher low, that's the new lower point, high high. See how it's creating a pattern like this? And on a downtrending market, what it's going to do is going to start here, then go down to a lower high low, higher low here, lower low, higher low, lower low. Okay, that's market structure. So this is going up and this is going down. Super easy. Okay, so now if you take that back to this, you will see what is this doing? Oh, snap. Higher high, higher low. 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 Right? So what is my first thought process? I'm not really wanting to so much short the market. See, because you're going to experience a lot of this. You're going to experience a lot of, uh-oh, I just got blown out if I try to short this here. Right? Boom, took a loss there. Why would you want to do that? You would want to buy on the pullbacks to areas. Why? I don't know. Maybe because you're an uptrending market, so you want to buy in a pullback. And so what's going to happen is you're going to then, if a price comes above an area, you're going to want to buy on that area. Okay. Came above again. You could have taken this, but what I consider a price that an area that had already bounced here, if it didn't really create a reaction above this area, then I'm gonna not want to go for it so much. I'm gonna want to go for this area here because it's untested so far. Okay, like this. And then because it popped above this area, I'm gonna want to go for this area. It didn't pop above this, so I want to go for something like this. That would have been the cleaner move. You can also use indicators. This is stochastic RSI, and this will help you tee up with the order block. Okay, see how this is a bottom here. This is pressure. This is oversold. This is overbought. Oversold, overbought. It's got to come up, down, up, down. What comes up must come down. What comes down must come up. It's an oscillator. It's a wave. Everything moves in higher highs and higher lows and waves. Okay. So if it's coming up, if your trading strategy is not waiting to take a buy if it breaks a level, you could have used the stochastic right here to make that buy. You could have done the same thing here. See, it went up, went down, it went down while it touched the level. You could have bought. Okay, now say if you did that, you risked $100, and you go, see, this level was already made, right? So that's why you're like, well, how do you know to go to that level? Because the level is already made. So you're going to level. That's 7 times your money, 7.21. Okay, so if you risked $100, you'd have made $721 right there. Now you do have fees again, so you probably wouldn't have got the full 721, probably more like $700, 680, right, depending on your exchange. But that's relatively it. That is relatively it. You can see here, it's kind of getting exhausted, but you're in an uptrending market. So some people would try to short this because it is coming up to the top. You might catch that as a reversal, but again, you're you're right now in an uptrending market, higher highs, higher lows, right? So you'd be more so wanting to wait for this to come down and tee that up with a level more like this here to give it another go. Okay, so let's play this up above here. Now, if it breaks above this level, I can go for this again. Whoa, spicy reaction. Now I might try to go for this for a bounce. Oh, look at that. And now I'd be looking more to this level for a buy again, unless it breaks this. Okay, so if it comes up above here, now I'd be looking for a retest to, yep, here. And if it breaks above this level, I'd be looking for a retest here. If not right here. See. Chop City. Boom. All right, look at that. See how that works? Alrighty. Let me know if you have any questions. If you found any of this helpful, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you later.